Hello everybody, welcome back. I know, it's been a while, and my first video, the thumbnail, little negative, but we gotta talk about this, so we're gonna talk about it. Alright, so, first of all, welcome back. Sorry it's been a while, had to take a little bit of a breather from the pre-recorded stuff. It's just the days in which I normally filmed were typically my day that I would ship, I would do a few other things, and then I'd have some extra time to be able to film. Well, that has been taken up with some personal things that I had to get handled. Hopefully, and I can't guarantee anything because there's still some ongoing things, hopefully we'll get back to some semblance of normalcy here with the pre-recorded stuff going forward. But don't get mad at me if I skip a week here and there. But welcome back. Glad to be back. It's always great to talk to you guys. We have been continuing the live show. It was a little sporadic there for a while, but the live show is still going on. So if you miss us that badly, come and say hi to us in the live. And you know, I know it's an eclectic group of people, but come and say hi to us. Either way, we want to talk about something that could get concerning. It could not, you know, but it's worth paying attention to, and it's worth maybe pivoting a little bit just for the time being, because I'm noticing a trend that is going on, or at least in our area, that, you know, could be concerning to some resellers. We're a little bit insulated from it, but it could become a problem, and it could get worse before it gets better. And so, am I sounding alarm bells? No. Am I telling you that it's worth paying attention to? Yes. And I'm also telling you that you might want to start looking into other avenues. Now, what am I talking about? I know I'm being general, and I'm fluffing this a little bit so that, you know, you guys watch for a little bit longer because I'm a YouTuber and that's what I do. But this is an important subject, so I'm not going to fluff it too much more for you. Here's what I noticed, and I do have to tell you a story to get to the actual point, and it's not fluff, it is real, and this is exactly how I've, you know, kind of made my determinations of what I think is going on. So, the other day, Sarah and I decided we're going to go to our thrift stores, the two that we go to fairly frequently. Now, one of them, the only reason we go to it is because it's on the way. We pass it just going home from the thrift store we like a lot. So we went to the thrift store we like a lot first, which is further. And then on our way home, we pass this one, and we always just go because it's there. Now, ordinarily, if this was out of the way, we probably wouldn't even bother going to the thrift store because it doesn't normally produce much for us. But every now and again, we've come up with we've come up with some good things from there. And it really is, you know, seldom, but it happens. So we pop in. Anyways, so we go to the first thrift store, our good thrift store, and I'm noticing something. And he even said to Sarah a few times, like, this place is decimated. Like, it looks like the day after Black Friday in here. There's nothing on the shelves. Like, I mean, there is stuff, but there isn't much. And normally, this thrift store is bursting with things. Normally, their toy section is so full that they have to put, you know, bins below the little hooks where they hang the bags of loose toys of other toys. A lot of the times the shelves in between those two hooks are full of dolls and toys and games and stuff like that. That's not the case. The hooks were empty. Not completely empty, but they were, you know, maybe one or two things per hook. Clearly an employee came over and put things on the hooks to make it look like it was full, because there was maybe one thing hanging here, one thing hanging here, one thing hanging here, and then so forth and so forth. So clearly, whatever they had was gone, and they just tried to make it look full. Same with the books. This thrift store was known to me, had tons of books. So much so that they actually added more shelves to the area. Because it used to be there was an area on the wall, they had all these books, and then when they got too full, they would stack them on top, and then they'd move some to another shelf. What they did was they actually pushed them all to the side to kind of, so that they stand up, and the middle of the shelves were completely empty. Same with the DVDs, same with the softbound books or the textbooks, all pushed to the side, and the middle was empty. That's weird. Going down the clothing aisle. This was the place that we used to get jeans from constantly for like $3 a pair. And there used to be 2 full aisles of pants. One side was jeans, one side was, cargo pants and dress pants and things of that nature. There was a half an aisle of jeans. That was it. There was nothing else. There was some dress pants in front of it there, and then on the back there were shorts, and that was it. Sorry, I had a FedEx delivery. So that was it. So I'm like, well, this is weird. And I'm thinking to myself, well, it's, it's Tuesday, or actually, yeah. Is it Tuesday? Tuesday or Monday? It was Tuesday. And I was thinking, well, maybe they had a big sale. Maybe something, happened where they just got cleaned out and anything, right? So we bought a few things from there, then left. Went to our other thrift store. Same story. And I was like, huh, that's weird. So there was an employee stocking things, and I just stopped and asked her, and I was like, are you unusually busy? And she's like, well, yeah. She said, we're definitely busy. She goes, but donations are low. And I was like, oh, okay. So this is starting to make sense in my head. So as I'm walking around the thrift store, I noticed something. They had both registers open. And I've been going to this thrift store for probably about 6 years. And I've never seen both registers open. I've only seen one. And I'm like, that's weird. And they were that busy. They were busy enough that they had to open both registers to get the line down. And now I'm starting to think about this a little bit more. So what's my theory? Well, here's my theory. The theory is this, and it's pretty simple. It's been coming for a while. And no, I'm not going to tell you there's more resellers in the market than there ever has been. There might be. Okay. What I am going to tell you is this, is that our economy is struggling. We know that. And this is not political in any way. And it's not meant to be. We'll just state some facts. Things are more expensive. Your everyday items like gas and food and everyday essentials are expensive. So therefore, it costs people more money to live their day-to-day life. And what that means is that if I need a new pair of Nikes, or if I want a new pair of Nikes, I may not go out and buy them right away. Or I may shop a little bit more, or it may take me a little bit of time to find a deal to where I can save the most amount of money. Or, if you're like me, I'm just going to hang on to what I have because there's nothing wrong with what I have. So what is happening? So people are hanging on to the stuff they might ordinarily donate a little bit longer, just to save some money. And is that because Nikes are so much more expensive than they were 10 years ago or 5 years ago? No, even though they are slightly. What that means is that everybody's paying more for stuff to live their everyday life. So therefore, things that get put on the back burner are things that they don't need, like a new pair of shoes or a new shirt or a new pair of pants or something, to wear, a new jacket. Things of that nature. They're just using the stuff that they already have to save money to be able to buy groceries or buy gas or buy things that they absolutely need to have. That's what's happening. So therefore, that drops the donations down. That's one aspect of the side of the story. The other aspect of the side of the story is that people do still need things. Maybe you go get the winter jacket out of the closet and find out there's a big hole in the back of it. Or, your boots that you've been wearing for the past 5 years while, you pull them out of the closet and realize that they're racing slicks now and you're not going to get any traction. So you got to get another pair of boots. If you're a thrifty individual or somebody that, wants to save a little bit of money, you might consider going to the thrift store instead of going to Famous Footwear or Dick's Sporting Goods or, DSW or something like that. So therefore, donations down, business up, meaning people are buying more things at the thrift store for everyday use or for use for themselves because it's cheaper than buying something new. Are you following me here? We have and as resellers, that can become a problem to us. Because people in the marketplace that may ordinarily not thrift or go to a thrift store to buy something for themselves are now doing it to save some money. Now, this doesn't all have to be doom and gloom. This doesn't all have to be a bad thing, because that exact same thing can be beneficial to us as resellers. How is that? Well, the same story. We sell things to the public on eBay for a cost. Now, a lot of the times our cost, even if it's brand new, let's say, for example, we'll just use my phone. We have a brand new Apple iPhone. Or maybe it's not brand new. Maybe I opened the box and I didn't want it and now I'm selling it. Well, I can't sell it for the same amount of money that Apple sells it for, because why would I do that? That doesn't make any sense. Actually, maybe the phone's not the best the best example, because I could unlock this or I could do things to it to make it worth. But you understand my... How about the tape gun? Buying a tape gun, not expensive. However, if I could save $5 and buy the tape gun maybe from a used tape gun online, hey, I might do that, right? So it can have a positive effect on what you're doing. Meaning that I'm selling things at a lower cost than if they were brand new. So therefore, people may seek out your products because it is a little bit cheaper to buy from you than it is to, say, buy from a retailer or buy brand new. So that is one positive. Now, what are kind of the things you can do to insulate yourself? Because I did say at the beginning of this video, we are a little bit insulated from this, which we are. Because the vast majority of what we source does not come from thrift stores. We don't rely on thrift stores. In fact, when we were very young in our reselling career, we slowly realized that relying on thrift stores, places like Goodwill Bins, most thrift stores, is not going to give you, kind of that repetitive nature that we want. Meaning that we want things to come in repetitively. We don't want to have a gap where, let's say, we go to 3 or 4 thrift stores this weekend and there's not much to buy. And that was what was happening to us at the very beginning, is we would go to thrift stores thinking that we're going to come out of there with some products to sell, and maybe we came out with very little. So we decided consciously that we don't want our primary sources to be thrift stores. We want our primary sources to be something that is reliable, that we can find regularly, and go from there. Now, have there been thrift stores that are reliable to us? Yes. But we don't ever use that as, hey, this is always going to be there. It's always, this is nice that it's there now, but we can't guarantee it's always going to be there. So what I'm telling you is, for those of you that thrift at thrift stores, and that's your primary source, you may want to start thinking about finding other avenues, other places that you can thrift, or maybe start going to certain sales and backstocking a lot of what you have in case thrift stores become a place where there's not much inventory available. Those are the kinds of things you might want to consider pivoting to just for the time being until things start to level back off. Because as of right now, if we had to rely on thrift stores and thrift stores only, we would probably have to go back to work. Well, go back to working for other people because it wouldn't work for us. We left that thrift store with 3 towels and 2 blankets, one of which they didn't actually sell us because there wasn't a price on it. But that's all we got. There really wasn't anything else there for us that was worth buying, of course, because there was some things that they just brought out that were, marked up. So it really wasn't worth it. But those are the kinds of things you might want to take a look at. There are people in your area that do cleanouts. There are people in your area that do regular estate sales. There's all kinds of places you can find them. Online auctions are a good source for sure, but I've also noticed a little bit of a drop off in those as of late, at least in our area. And it might just be our liquidators are it's just kind of their slow season because things are starting to cool down in our area. But it may also be a sign of the times, the same general idea. Why would I pay a liquidator to do all this stuff when I could do it myself? Or I could have a family run estate sale and not pay anybody and keep all the money myself. The long and the short of it is people are being more conscious with their money and they are paying a lot more attention. and trying to save as much of it as they can. So, this is going to lead to a slight downturn in inventory. However, it could have a positive effect on your store depending on what you sell, because you may be that source for somebody to get that new pair of shoes, or new to them pair of shoes that they want. So, it's not all doom and gloom, it's not all alarm bells, but now might be a really good time to start looking into some of those other avenues. End of preach, end of lesson, whatever you want to say. I know this has just been me talking this whole video, and unfortunately, that's what it had to be, because there was really no visual aid I could use for this. So, that's it. But thank you guys very much for watching. We really do appreciate it. Sorry I haven't been back, but hopefully we will see some more videos coming your way very shortly, because I should have some time again to make these videos. So thank you guys very much for watching. We will be live again tomorrow night, 9:30, Thursday. So not 9:30. We're live every Thursday and Sunday on the channel. So if that's something you're interested in, check us out. If not, we'll see you next live video. Thank you for watching. Bye.
Good day, sir!